Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Darkside Astrology. So, Nita, and I'm here with today's mindful astrology, I should say. Even though the channel is called the Darkside Astrology, and that's the name of my website. But today is January 9th, 2021. It's Saturday. And today we are having an alignment with Jupiter and the True Node, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But today, I don't know how everybody's handling or getting accustomed to the energies that we're in. I know that this Mars in I know that this Mars in Taurus has been quite interesting these past few days. Today, someone like really tried my patience. I went to go. I had to go run to the store and get food for my cats before they murdered each other. And I figured I'd go get me and my daughter breakfast. Since I was going to be out and about, and I didn't have to make it myself. There's days where I don't want to necessarily be cooking for me and her. And as I'm there, like I know that I clearly spoke, and I understand we're wearing masks, and it's really a challenge, to have the mask and talk and, and still be able, people to understand you and all that stuff. I thought I was very clear, and I didn't think anything of my total. And then I'm standing there, and the dude, giving the orders out. He brings my coffee and another person's coffee, and the person took my coffee, and then the dude said the numbers again or whatever, the guy who handed the coffees out. And so the guy decides that he's going to take his coffee, and he takes mine, and he walks out, and I'm just like, all right, well, there goes my coffee. So I say something to the person who made the coffee. I was like, well, that dude just walked out with my coffee, and he got annoyed, and he's like, why didn't you say anything? I'm like, because we're in the middle of a pandemic, and he touched my coffee. Why the hell would I want my coffee now after he touched it? Make me another one. I paid for it. So he got all mad. He had to make me another one. And then the other lady that's making my food is handing me my food, and I'm like, this is not what I ordered. And she's like, well, that's what it says here. And I'm like, but that's not what I ordered. That's not what I paid for. So she goes and she tells the woman who rung me up, and then that woman is all giving me an attitude that I said it wrong. And I'm like, no, you obviously misunderstood me and all this other stuff. And she was trying to charge me extra, and I'm like, no. I'm like, so I don't understand. I'm like, what did you charge me for? What are you talking about? So then she couldn't even answer me that question. She kept saying other things, and I'm like, I asked you a specific question, and you're saying other stuff. So that pissed me off. It was not it. It was not the way I wanted to start my morning. And then she walks away from me while we're in the middle of talking, and she's like, walks away from me. And I'm looking at her like, lady, did you forget where we're at? I'm not down south here, bitch. I will do something to you. So I screamed at her, and she shook. Everybody looked at me, and I'm like, excuse me, give me my fucking receipt and give me my food. I want to see what the hell you charged me for. She did not like that. She was absolutely surprised at the fact that I yelled at her. I'm like, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, man. It's not the way I want to start my morning. I tend to meditate sometimes in the morning, but I had to run out and go get food for my cats because my cats are absolutely insane and they'll kill each other. And it's like, you're starting with me. And I'm like, oh my God, this Mars is going to drive me crazy. And if there's one thing the Taurus people are known for, is their food, and how much they love it, how much they love to eat. And, me as a Sagittarius, I love to eat, I'm constantly there has to be something that I'm, trying, tasting. I love to try all different types of foods and stuff like that. And I do have one Taurus placement somewhere in my chart. And it's like, don't mess with my food, man. Don't do that. I'm just starting my morning. I haven't even had coffee in me, and you're messing up my order. this early in the morning? Like, come on, man. We're in the middle of the pandemic. The place is like this, but I live in an area where everywhere is like this, and it's like, come on, man. You know where we live. You know what the people are like. Why? And it's like, I feel like everyone here is brave. And that's my point. My other point too is like, everybody's brave nowadays with this Mars and Taurus. Like, nobody gives a fuck. Everybody's going about doing what they want. Everybody has this attitude, the stubbornness to them. It's going to be like this for another 3 months until March. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle this. I can't be flying off the handle every 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy, man. So that's how my morning started. Unbelievable. But, this energy has been absolutely, like, it's just been so unpredictable, like it really all depends, again, where everybody is at in their level of growth, their level of evolution, their level of healing, where they stand with certain things, and the more and more I really like, do my best not to pass judgment or, to jump to conclusions or, assume anything. I really look at everything from an eye of observation. I really am starting to grasp and understand, everyone is absolutely different. Everyone's really an individual. And, if there's one thing I've been saying throughout all my videos is how we are in this age of Aquarius. And if there's one thing that the age of Aquarius is also going to bring to our attention is our individualism, and how as much as we are a collective, and what we do affects each other, as an overall thing. Individually, we still have to do our own things, and we have to go through what we have to go through, and like today, I'm just like, what the hell happened? Like, it's only 11:49. I already told someone to fuck off. Like, I don't want to be doing that. I really don't want to be yelling at people, especially not early in the morning. I don't like being mad at early in the morning. Like, don't push me, man. Don't test me, especially not with my food. If there's one thing I love is food, and I'm like, oh, but the good thing was, though, the bright side of all that, because there's always a light in the dark, right? We got to find it. We got to find it, but it's there, you'll see it. And when I realized what they put in my bag, and I came home and I was telling my daughter, I was like, I yelled at someone. She was like, "What happened?" Because my daughter knows what I'm like. My daughter, she's a very good kid. She's a Virgo sun, Aries rising, and a Scorpio moon. So it takes a while for her to ignite, but when she does, it's like, wow, look at that fire, right? So when I was telling her today, I'm like, this lady completely messed up our order. I had to yell at her. She was like, "Oh my god," So we're sitting down. I'm like, but I think what she gave me, you wanted to try. And she was like, oh yeah. And I'm like, yeah. So she was like, all excited about it. I get excited over anything that comes to food, and my daughter wants to try it because she is super picky, and if there's one thing I can't stand is anyone telling me that they don't like something without trying it, or without at least attempting to try it. Something, don't tell me no. Tell me you don't like it, or just plain out no, and you haven't even attempted to try. So she looked and she was like, yes, this is what I wanted to try. And I'm like, oh, thank God. And she loved it. So I got over it. I was like, all right, whatever. But exactly, it's not the way that I wanted to start my morning, but today we do have an alignment that does bring like, it's not that it's a tension, tension or anything, but it is definitely a different way of kind of doing things. It's the alignment that we're having is Jupiter sesquiquadrating the true node. So we have Jupiter and Saturn, and the true node has been in Gemini since sometime last year. I can't remember when the nodes shifted. They shift every 18 months. So so I think the nodes will be shifting soon. So what's going on there is So the North Node is in Gemini, and then Jupiter is in Saturn. So, I mean, Jupiter's in Saturn, Jupiter's in Aquarius. So what's happening here is the Aquarius and the Gemini energy, like I was saying yesterday, they get along very well. However, the Sesquiquadrate degree makes it more of a conflict. And what's happening here is that it's the Aquarian energy that is telling the Gemini energy, I know better, I know best, and this is the way to do it, so you have to do it this way. And the Gemini energy is like, fuck you, man. I'm going to do what I want to do because I see it in a different way, in a different angle, and I'm curious, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to explore this, and I'm going to do this instead. I don't need you to tell me what to do and how to do it, where to do it. I don't care, you know? And that Gemini energy is going to run off. So today, what's happening is that, you know, we might come up with a grand idea, and, you know, we could get very fixated on this idea and how to, you know, enact it, how to implement it, and all this stuff. But then the Gemini energy is like, oh, wait, do you have to do it just that way? You know, there's so many other ways. Look at all these other angles. Look at all these other possibilities. Because that's the thing about the Gemini energy. The Gemini sees it, and it sees it all. You know what I'm saying? Like it sees the big picture. You know, it can miss details here and there, but when it hones in and it focuses in, it can pick up on a lot of details. You know, like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it picks up 100% on all the details, because it doesn't. Okay, and then we got to remember the Gemini energy is from the air element, so it's only going to be in whatever detail for whatever little amount of time. And I say little amount of time because it's really just a little amount of time, and then they move on. You know, especially if it's not working, they're not going to spend, you know, countless hours trying to make it work. They're like, well, it doesn't work, moving on, and it moves on. You know, where the Aquarian energy, and that's because the Gemini energy is immutable. So if it's not, you know, working with the environment, it's not, you know, adapting or changing, it's gonna, like, that's it, it's done. So it moves on, and it moves on quick. That's why a lot of people don't like the Gemini energy, because it's like, damn, dude, you know, like we just broke up 5 hours ago and you're already moving on. Like, what the hell? You know, and I'm like just saying that with, like, you know, like a love connection type of thing, but it's just an example. But the Gemini energy does move on that quick. Like, you know, even like if it left the job or it gets fired, it already has another job lined up. It's like, yeah, don't worry about it. You know, like it already knew that it was going to get fired or that it wanted to quit. So it moved on. Like it went, you know, it was just looking for that perfect opportunity to do so. Right. So then what's happening here is, like, you know, we need to be able to see all the different angles and all the different possibilities of getting whatever we want to get done, and give it that time. Because that's the other thing too, you know, as much as I'm talking about how time is moving, we still need to be able to give time to certain things so they develop and unfold in whatever way they're supposed to develop and unfold. So that's where that Aquarius energy comes in. Remember, you know, Aquarius, it's all about the future, you know, and being in that future. You know, they're very bad with being in the here and now. And that's the thing with today's alignment. We got to be in the here and now. And we got to see where this idea is coming from, where this solution is coming from, you know, where this opportunity is coming from, this possibility is coming from, and try to be with it today, and really give it the energy and the time that it needs, and see all the possibilities, and not get fixated with just one possibility and thinking, well, you know, this is the only way it's going to happen. You know, we got to be, again, very open-minded to all the different ways of things, you know, unfolding. And like I was saying with the Sesquiquadrate energy, it could be where it's not that it's not throwing anyone off or confusing anyone, but it could get into this energy where you're battling with yourself, or you're being conflicted with yourself because you want to do it a certain way because perhaps you've always done it this way. But the Gemini energy is like, come on, man, you know, like, that's old. You know, you gotta let that go. You gotta be in the here and now. Let's do it right now, right now, right now, right now. You see what I'm saying? With the Aquarius energy, is like, well, I know better. I've always done it this way. Why would I change that? Blah, 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 blah. Gotta let it go. No longer works. I mean, you could try it, of course. You know, we all have choices. You could definitely try it and see if it will work. You know, it might work, but the end result might be something completely different that it's going to throw you off course, and that's where the conflict comes in, right? So it's a matter of just, you know, being really open-minded about doing things in a different way to find solutions to old things, you know, in a different manner today. So today we still have our sun in Capricorn. We're still in Capricorn season. The moon is leaving Scorpio and is moving into Sagittarius today. Mercury is in Aquarius. Venus is in Capricorn. Mars is in Taurus. Jupiter is in Aquarius. Saturn is in Aquarius. Uranus is in Taurus, and it's still retrograding. It won't come out of the retrograde until the 14th, I think. Yeah, I think the 14th. Neptune is in Pisces. Pluto's in Capricorn. The true north is in Gemini. Lilith is still in Taurus, and it'll be there for quite a while. And Chiron is still in Aries. That will still be there for quite a while. You know, like there's certain planets that are going to be in the positions that they're in for a while. Other planets, you know, they'll be moving around. But so today's energy, you know, it's definitely one of those like working through things, you know what I'm saying? Letting things go, like quickly, like don't hold on to anger, don't hold on to disappointment, don't wallow, you know, like let it go, acknowledge it, forgive it, make peace with it, and keep moving forward. Like that's like the best advice to give for today. I am going to stick with using my Animal Kin Oracle deck. This deck right here. If you want to see what animal message we're going to get. I don't know if tomorrow I will come on and do the live or if I'm going to record the live. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Let's see here. And I do want to say thank you to all who have who tune in, who watch the videos, who like them, who comment. You know, thank you so much. You know, you're really inspiring me to keep moving, you know, forward with the channel, to keep going on. I am happy that there's more subscribers to the channel. So, you know, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. I do hope you enjoy your stay. You know, go through the playlist, watch all the videos, you know, like there's videos there, you know, about the tarot, you know, it's like there's 3 videos for tarot. There's all the astrology videos. There's the monthly videos. There's twin soul videos on there, or twin flames, like how the majority know it. You know, but definitely check out the videos and comment and like and share them, you know. And if you want to read January's monthly forecast, just visit the website at darksideastrology.com. You'll see it right on the homepage. And if you do want to book a session with me, go to the shop. You'll see all the different services that I have there. And if you use the code YouTube to receive 50% off on any service on the site, and that code is good for the month, I think. I think I did it for the month. I'm not sure. Let's see. Animal wants to talk to us today. I'm itching to get some new decks. I think I am. I need some new ones. Let's see. I'm going with the left. Ooh, I like this. Jellyfish. Wow. I was just talking about that. I love the jellyfish. At one point or another, in my with my abilities, you know, getting really upgraded, like really coming into their full power, I started getting a lot of aquatic animals. The jellyfish was one of them. And the jellyfish, you know, they're all, they're just an animal that just feels. Everything's about, feeling. So that's all the clairsentient. So, today you can, feel, others. You will feel fear. That's the problem, like I just said that, what do you call that? A Freudian slip. Um, it took me a very long time to accept the fact that I was empathetic and even use the word empath. I used to tell people that I was highly sensitive, because I didn't like acknowledging the fact that I could feel other people's feelings and take their feelings, and basically like transmute it for them, you know. And it wasn't until I started working with a healer at one point or another in my healing path, and she like yelled it at me. She's an Aquarius, and she was like, "You're a fucking empath," and I'm like, "Damn, dude." And I had just like recently met her, and it was like, "Damn," like sometimes I gotta get yelled at, but don't be too loud because then I'm gonna yell at you too. But the jellyfish, like I was saying, the jellyfish it is one of my aquatic animals that lets me know, about feelings and how I am feeling them. So the jellyfish here is talking about the flow. And the jellyfish, they flow very nicely in the ocean. Like if you really watch them, they're very mesmerizing. I really like the ones that are very deep in the ocean that, their tentacles are all electric and they look really cool. But we also got to be careful with the jellyfish, because if there's too much jellyfish in the ocean, that's not a good thing, because then things could start dying and then the ocean gets contaminated and stuff like that. But the jellyfish is all about the flow today. But it's also it's also a reminder, that you will be feeling other people's emotions, you will be picking up on their thoughts, and you got to be very mindful of that, because, you don't want to get lost in that. You don't want to get lost in other people's emotions, other people's thoughts. You have your own, and, we all have to learn how to handle our own and how to be at peace with them before you can even like try to like, be in anybody else's feelings or in their thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the other thing too, like you might be picking up on something, but if you don't ask, you won't know, and you won't get that clarity or the clarification that that is what you're feeling or picking up on, unless you ask the individual, But like if you're outside and about, and you're picking up on all the energy, then maybe it's time to go home and not be outside, because I know for some empaths, being outside could be very overwhelming, and especially for a lot of introverts, like they're like just like, oh my God, this energy is crazy, like I just rather be home, so, and they'll stay home, like they have no problem being home. But for those of us that have to go outside, like us extroverts, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm both an extrovert and introvert. You still have to go out there. You gotta, protect yourself and be mindful that you're not sticking with the bullshit that you're picking up from the outside world, because again, it's not yours, and it's not yours to necessarily fix, especially if like no one's coming to you, and asking you to fix it. Like that's the other thing too with the Aquarian energy that we're in. We got to be very mindful that we're not forcing our solutions onto others, or trying to force, what we think we can fix onto others. People have to be open and be want to be helped. They need to be open to that. You can't just force your help or your fixations onto others, and that's where you got to flow. Like, let's say you have a solution today, but the person that you're trying to resolve things with is just not open to it. Then you got to step back and you got to flow. You got to just let the idea sit with the person, give them the time, and they'll either resolve to be like, okay, maybe they're right, or they're gonna be like, well, you know what, I have another idea. You know what I'm saying? And you could do the back and forth. Remember what I said yesterday. Yesterday we had Mercury shift into Aquarius and Venus shift into Capricorn. And the Mercury in Aquarius, I was very you know, specific about, saying that this energy is very much about negotiation and debate, and just, like, and manipulation. Like, we got to be very, mindful that we don't fall into the category of trying to manipulate others, or that we're being manipulated. You got to be very aware of it. So today, like, it's letting like, flow today, and be open to whatever's coming to you, and just flow. Like, don't force anything, don't like, try not to get aggressive. I feel that today miserably. Try not to get aggressive today, and just be cheerful today. It's Saturday. The majority of people don't even work on the weekends anymore. And just be in this energy of flowing. I mean, if anyone, like, if you happen to live by the ocean, go to the ocean, listen to the sound of the waves, smell the salt, the salty air, dig your feet into the sand, collect some seashells. If you see a jellyfish, give your respects to it. Don't fucking touch it, man, and don't try to throw it back into the ocean. Like, please. If it's ashore, it's like, it's dead. Like, you don't want to, and if it's not dead, you don't want to, like, see if it is dead or not, because the next thing you know, you're getting freaking its tentacles all up on you, and no, man, you don't want to do all that. But definitely today it's a day of flow. I like that the card is like a purplish color, and there's some little pieces of yellow in there. So that's the brow chakra, the third eye. So that's like a lot of psychic visions. And then the yellow is the solar plexus, and that's the gut feeling, which is the intuition, right? So, like, today, there's definitely a lot of intuitive insight coming in, intuitive feelings, intuitive knowingness. So all the senses will be activated today, and they will be like, the antenna will be up, the radar is up, and you'll be picking up on a lot of things. Like, you can even smell something, you can taste something, hear it, see it, feel it, know it, get get the visions, for it. And even, like, if you touch something, you could get, like, some impressions of it. So today, like, it's a very psychically charged day. Is what I want to say. And today, if you do feel charged, that's a good thing. If you don't feel charged, then you should definitely rest, and just take it easy. And don't be surprised if you do see, like, ribbons everywhere. And I say ribbons because those tentacles look like ribbons, okay? And they're purple. So if you see, like, purple or even blue ribbons, it's affirming today's message. And even if you see the jellyfish or tentacles like this, like the jellyfish's tentacles, it's affirming today's message. And let me know, like, come back and comment on the videos and let me know what you see, and if the message is affirmed for you or not. But I do want to say, it is a number 20, so it's a 2. I like that. So that's all about the partnerships and harmony and balance, the yin and the yang. So, like I was saying before, the light and the dark. Oh, man. So take it easy today, flow. Find the balance, and just be in harmony, and don't let anyone fucking test you today, and don't manipulate anyone today. So thank you again, everyone, for joining in, for tuning in, for being here with me. And I'll definitely be back tomorrow with the day's message. And look out, well, the video's already posted, so just go to January 2021's astrological events, and you'll see it there. But whenever YouTube allows me to add, the videos at the end of this video, I will put it up, and you'll see it there too. So I hope everyone has a great Saturday, and everyone started their day off, in a much higher note than I did. Thank you and have a nice day. Namaste.